In this video, I'm going to show you the 6 most important elements you need as an online business owner to see the growth that you want. Let's face it, you need to do and be a lot of things to see success. You need to do a lot to move the needle, especially at the start before you're able to outsource any of these things. You need to be on it in every aspect. Sales, marketing, finance, customer success, systems, mindset. You get the idea. But there are a handful of traits, skills, and habits that it's really valuable to zoom in on. And my clients have said the same time and time again. And these are the same clients that have seen astronomical growth in their businesses and who are consistently hitting income and targets that they never thought were actually possible. So if you want to know the 6 elements that are worth building and practicing, let's dive in. Number 1 is leads. And it's obvious. So many business owners I speak to think they have a sales problem, but that's rarely the issue. It's usually a case of lead generation or failing lead generating activities that result in no sales coming through the business. And the reason they have no leads is because they're not clear on what they're selling, they don't have a system to get those leads pulled through, and they probably don't know how to generate attention via their marketing. And creating the foundations of a streamlined lead flow is absolutely essential when you're starting a business. Without it, you'll find yourself worrying where your next bit of income is going to come from. You're heavily emotionally invested in every single potential sales opportunity, and you find yourself stuck in this rut, kind of not knowing where to turn next. And it's happened to me countless times during my time in sales over the years. But with the right lead gen activities in place, you're going to be able to see and even predict the revenue that's going to come into your business as a direct result of your marketing, your content creation, outreach, whatever it may be. Now that sounds a bit better, doesn't it? When we work with our clients, we help them to build a streamlined content machine that captures the attention of their audience and begins to build that know, like, trust factor that we all know, like, and hopefully trust. With content as a foundation, it's much easier to start seeing those leads come through, and it becomes a lot more predictable. More attention through your marketing means more leads. And this means you get more shots at the target. More shots at the target, more bullseyes you're going to hit, or more sales. Here's one of our clients explaining how our 6-month Content to Clients program actually helped them generate more leads.
2 discovery calls came in. They both booked in for the same day. Both pay in full. Never had that.
Number 2 is systems. Possibly the biggest one, all right? It's really important, absolutely crucial to have streamlined and organized systems and processes in place to stop you running around like a headless chicken. If you want your marketing to feel easier, you need a system. If you want your client delivery to be slicker and more impactful, you need a system. And if you want to incrementally make any improvements to your business, well, you know what I'm going to say. You need a system. Now, when I say systems, I'm not talking about massive stacks of apps or software. In most cases, a decent system can just be something simple like a Google Sheet, a Notion document, or even a pen and paper. When we work with our clients, we give them a CSR, straight out the gate, a client success roadmap. Then we get super focused on their offer and their messaging, a content strategy, and then we move on to leads and sales. After that, some clients will want to ascend further, so we look at scaling through automation and through outsourcing as well. And each of these things has its own system or process, and they can adapt these in the way that they work best. Here's what our client Brian had to say about the systems and processes that we helped him put in place, how he hit 5-figure weeks, and how it's cemented his lead flow and sales moving forward.
There was so many tools in the course that I was able to use and implement in my daily activities. I mean, getting the direct guidance from you was super helpful. I have a little system that I've built for myself that was inspired by the stuff that you teach and provide in the course.
Element number 3 is community. Being a business owner is hard, especially when you're sat at home potentially, on your own, with no one to bounce ideas off. And what makes it even harder is when you hit those low days, which we all know happens, and you have no one to help pick you up. Because when we got a job, we typically got colleagues and people around us. People to share ideas with, people who can give a different perspective, and this can help fuel our creativity and our motivation. A lot of the time, these colleagues become friends, or in my case, you might even get married to one. However, it's much more fun going to work with colleagues and potentially friends rather than sitting in an empty office. And as business owners, especially in the early days, we rarely have that support network. And the power of community is really hard to see until you're amongst it. But having people around you who are all reaching for the big goals like you are, people who can support you, people who can share their knowledge and their advice and celebrate your wins and help you through failures is a massive, massive part of growing your business. So if you find business ownership hard at times, go and join a community, or maybe more than one community. You'll make friends and you'll make connections who can support you through the hard times, but also celebrate the good times as well. And you might not even know you need it until you experience what a really strong community can do, but I'm pretty sure you'll benefit from it. And here's what email specialist Katie had to say about the Content to Clients community and how it's helped transcend her business.
I would invest in C2C just for the people inside it. We have a laugh. I actually feel like I've got a group of friends around me. And so it was a big decision and it was a big investment, but 100% worth it. Otherwise I wouldn't be sitting here now.
Number 4 is clarity. Lots of people come to us because they're really unclear about what they're selling and who they're selling it to. Think about this. If you start each working week not knowing who your audience are, not knowing what product you can actually sell that's going to help solve their problems, not knowing how to actually sell it to them, your life's going to be hard. If you've not got routines, if you've not got a set of non-negotiable actions that you complete each day, you're going to struggle. Simple as that. But if you can get clear on your offer, who it's for, what their biggest challenges or blockers are and how you actually solve them, and then how you're going to market your business and your products or services to those people, everything's going to feel so much easier. You'll go into each week knowing exactly what you need to do to hit those goals, and that alone is going to help you save time, which is going to make your week more manageable and ultimately make you more money. And at the core of our Content to Clients program is the online portal. And with every module and every lesson, we give our clients more and more clarity. Clarity on what they need to do in order to build, market and sell a 4 or a 5-figure offer. And this means they can go out and communicate their offer effectively, generate leads and get more sales. Here's what another Katie, who's a social media manager, had to say about C2C's impact on her life, her business and her mindset.
My mindset has completely shifted to aiming for here, and now I'm aiming up there, which earlier on this year, I was really starting to doubt where this was heading. I was kind of unsure as to what I was actually selling. Now, there is only one thing I'm selling, and that makes it easy.
Element number 5 is consistency. There's no such thing as an overnight success. The business owners that win are the ones that are committed to the activities that actually move the needle, and they don't give up when the going gets tough. They know if they keep going with the things that work for long enough, beyond when most people will give up, that they're going to have a distinct advantage. They trust that the long-term consistency will pay off, and it pretty much always does. But don't confuse consistency with intensity. Just like when you start going to the gym or any new habit, consistency is something to be built on. You don't have to be on every single social platform, posting 7 times a week. You don't have to send 100 DMs every single day. You don't have to have a daily newsletter. You just need to be consistent with the things that you can commit to. Start with an activity level that you're fairly certain you can manage. Get the reps in, build that consistency muscle, and then when it starts to feel more manageable, then you can step it up. Don't listen to all the gurus out there who tell you to start with something completely unsustainable, because it will be just that. You'll fall off the wagon, lose a load of self-belief, and then you'll probably just grind to a halt. And here's our client Johnny, talking about Content to Clients and how it's helped him gain that consistency, plus a lot more.
But C2C has just implemented consistency in my business. My amount that I was making was going up and down. But since joining C2C, it's been very consistent, and it's just consistently going up.
And last but not least, number 6 is confidence. And this can be the hardest thing to crack, because you'll come up against wobbles, down days and low points every single week. Guaranteed. Everyone does. So you're not going to feel 100% confident all of the time. But the key here is to identify the challenges, identify the down days, identify the weeks where you're not having sales, and view them as temporary. If you can do this, you will build belief that these times will pass, and they will. And this comes from combining all the elements that I've already mentioned in this video. If you've got a steady flow of leads coming into your business, you've got systems to make things a lot easier, you've got a community around you, and you've got an offer that sells, you're going to have a much higher level of confidence in what you do and what you provide, and selling it too. Gone will be the days of that self-doubt, and trust me, I've been through those. The shifts that C2C clients have had whilst working through the program have been huge. Before they joined us, we've had people on calls saying they were hunting for jobs because they didn't think they could cut it as an online business owner. They're lacking that self-belief, they're holding themselves back, whether that's from putting out content, whether it's from attracting the right clients, but that's all just a confidence thing. Everyone is capable, or most people are capable of being a business owner. They just need that confidence injection through the things that I mentioned. I love this clip from our client Steve. He went from anxious and feeling really self-conscious talking about his offer to winning clients in under 8 weeks as a result.
So I've struggled my whole life with anxiety, overthinking, procrastination. Yeah, procrastination is no more, like worrying what other people will think about my content, worrying about this. I believe in myself now, and I put it out there. Within 8 weeks, I had my first client. The next one followed like 3 weeks later. So he builds a business in like, eight weeks time, from, 0 to nearly 10K in the bank.
Now, hopefully you see how beneficial those 6 elements are and the impact that they can have. If you want to find out more about what we do with our clients on LinkedIn and some of the more in-depth strategies we help people with, you can watch this video here where we go into more detail. That's it for this video. I'll see you in this one next.